Good morning, Patriots. It's Wendy with news for us, and I am back with another special report. We've got some more action. This time it's up in Canada, and we also have some serious action going on over in Greece. We had a slammer jammer go off out there. Of course, you know it looks like a war zone out there because we are doing just that, war to peace. We had ourselves a 6.0 earthquake, and we'll get looking at that. But first, we need to get over to the orange screen before it disappears this morning because, wow, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before. All right, guys, we're just going to get right into it. Check this out up in Canada. I have never, ever, in the maybe 4.5 years I've been looking at these maps, ever seen this before. Take a look at that. You can't even count. You guys, look at them all. Okay, let's just try here. All right, first let's get, okay, so it's Winnipeg, guys. It's going to sit right in between the line of Winnipeg here. I'm sorry, let's open up the screen a little more, guys. Come on out here so everybody can see what's going on. Okay, so we have right here is the division between the two states. This is Manitoba, and this is Ontario, guys. Okay? All right, so there's our split. All right, you guys, we're going to come on in. You know, there was some action. If you remember, we had some action. We have another one right over here, too, across the line over into Saskatchewan. A lot of action up there in Canada. I think we're going to be saying Canada a lot over the next couple of weeks. I do believe you guys are under the gun and they're catching bad guys. And if you notice, it's right on the border too, guys. I mean, you could consider this pretty much right on the border. So definitely some action. We've got some screens just across the border into Minnesota. Here's Minnesota, guys. I'll outline it for you. And then here's Ontario. Okay. All right. Right across that border, those droplets are. And we have one, two, three screens in through this one. And then we have 2 screens in through this one. And then we have a whole bunch right up here. That looks like 4 screens to me. Let's see if we can get it to extend just a little bit. That's not going to let us do it. It looks like it starts at Wabash Lake, if you're familiar with that area. Yeah, it's just not going to let us get in close enough to see where that snap point is. So I see snap points are right here and right here lining up. Let's come on down south again across this border into Minnesota. So we've got Superior National Forest. You guys, we have national forests all around this area. So you could see why they would be quite busy, especially in those areas. Let's just go ahead and get a look just across the border of Minnesota into Iowa. Iowa comes down like this, guys. So we have ourselves a double screen. That looks like it might start about, just across. Here's Sioux Falls. That might help you guys. So it's just across from Sioux Falls to the east. And that is a double screen that extends on up past Minneapolis and just about up towards near the Duluth area. So our boys aren't messing around this morning. They are going to town. Let's go back up here. I really wanted to be able to focus on this. I do see just off of the lake here, which would be Lake Winnipeg, down in its leg. So they are going to town there. So I see Highway 11 here, guys, and Highway 9. So I'm guessing these highways run in right through here. And we've got ourselves, it looks like, let's come back out so I can see better. 1 and 2 screens. Yes, baby, get them. Starts at the snap point, starts at Selkirk. Selkirk, if you're familiar with that. Selkirk. All right, I like saying that. All right, you guys, look at this conglomeration. I'm going to try. I'm going to do the best that I can here. I'm going to guess this is going to be all national forests. Yep, they're already coming up. Look at that, guys. There's a park, they're calling it a winter shell provincial park. All right, let's come in close, see what else. There's another one right underneath there. Look at that, you guys, right over that national park. Yep, same one. This one is, I'm going to see if I can see it. Nopongi? Nopong? Let me try it again. Nopinming Park. Okay, you guys, this is big because look at how thick it is in that park, extending all the way up. It's hard to see here. Looks like Manigotegan. Manigotegan Lake. Okay, here we go, guys. There's another national park. Okay, you guys, this is just so obvious. If you're not familiar with national parks, I know a lot of that area is, and that's probably why it's so active. These are all national parks in this area. National parks were designed and made not to preserve forests and not to, help take care of it, maintain it, keep it nice for us. They were designed specifically through the incorporated system. Yes, around the world. The deep state cabal that hijacked all of our constitutions also set up national forests so they could control who comes and who goes in and out of there. They know who's there because very nefarious, bad things take place in these national forests, and the deep state use them and have been for years and years to their benefit. If you have ever heard the stories about people disappearing out of nowhere in these national forests, it can be explained right here, okay? The deep state has done some awful things in those national forests, and they want a head count of who's coming and going, and knowing at all times and having the rights to prosecute in case anybody comes across something they're not supposed to. You guys have seen plenty of mafia movies. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, guys, let's talk snap points. All right, so let's come on back out. And here's the tippy top of Minnesota. Hunting parties, stuff like that. If you've ever heard of hunting parties, go on in these national forests. Very nefarious things. All right, so there's Minnesota. And here's Winnipeg. All right. Snap points. I'm hoping they'll give up some sort of a city or something. All right, guys, Steinbach. So it is to the east of Steinbach, that first massive conglomeration. We have the snap points are really tough here. Basically, our snap point is right at the bottom of that one near Steinbach, extending all the way up past the parks, and then we go ahead and so Lac de Bonnet is where some more snap points begin for another balloon that goes out. So we have this balloon coming up. Here we go. Some more snap points right there. Let's go in and see what we can see. Here, let's take a look at this. Okay, so this is Highway 315, guys. Come on over right here. Let's go in closer. It'll disappear, but we can see basically if it'll show us Rice Creek. All right. So the snap point was right about here. Rice Creek, guys, going through, flowing down into Rice Lake. Okay, let's come out and you'll see that snap point. Come on in. There it is right there. So right about there is where Rice Creek is. There we go. All right, and these other ones start up a little bit higher. All right, let's try and count. Look at this one, very specific on its snap point. Look at that, all these snap points in one. And then there's another one down here just off of Highway 17, which would be Kenora. So to the west of Kenora. All right, guys. Lake of the Woods, Providence Park. All this right in through here. All right. We're going to try and count from the bottom because I don't think the top. Let's go in the thick of the brush. All right, here we go, guys. So we have, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, right there, 5, 6, 7, 8, unbelievable, 9, and this would make a 10th layer, 10 layers, and probably more. Whatever they have going on, I can't even thank the world of the divine and what it's doing right now. I am just so pleased and so happy. You are watching some serious military war to peace right now, like we've never seen before. I'm so happy for you guys in Canada. How exciting. Boy, the military ain't messing around with that. Look at that. It extends all the way up over here. Let me just come back out into the Ontario area, just out near James Bay. And then it kind of extends and comes all the way over past Boston, guys. They are up to some serious stuff. Here's Boston right here, guys. Of course, right through Ottawa, too. You guys, you know, it's been quiet up there in Canada, but it ain't quiet anymore, is it? Let's just head south real quick and take a look because we do have droplets all over the place. You guys can see them. We're down in Mexico in the war zone here. And, of course, it's not fitting our general consensus, or I should say our general war map right here of our hugging zone. But we'll be taking a look at that real quick too to see how active it is on the DUMBs. So generally speaking, our war zone has been from here, Mexico City to Guatemala. And we can see a lot of droplets. So there's a lot of specific military action going on. I'll just kind of push it around a little bit. You can see there's 2 screens crisscrossed over. So we have 1 and 2. So these little screens would make 3. Okay, on top of that. So those are pretty thick screens. Military's serious about what it's doing right now. I see a few more just to the north, almost to the border, just to the east of Hermosillo, which is right here. Action, action, big action. And it extends all the way through the middle of the United States and stretches over to Florida. Incredible. Absolutely historical. I can't wait to start seeing the news and reports. You guys be watching. I can't wait to find out what they're doing. Very exciting. Now, one thing I wanted to point out is in the central, I just wanted to make sure you guys know, we've got right in through here, Dallas, and just before the border of Louisiana. We've got these droplet screens, but let's go in close because we have 1 and 2, but then we have 3 and 4, Longview. Something is going on there in Longview, Texas. You guys, if you're in that area, so it would be, there was 2 screens here. And then we have 1, and they're crisscrossed over right here for a total of 4 screens. Okay, so something is going on right over Lake o' the Pines. Okay, so I would say right in through here. That's 4 screens right there, guys. So we've got something happening there. And as you guys can see, all the screens are cleared up down here in the Caribbean. There isn't any up right now, but it's pretty active on the orange screen. Speaking of the orange screen, let's head over and talk about a few things here. All right. We have a couple of things to discuss. One thing I wanted to show you guys. Let's come on over here and come on in to California. I just want you guys to notice how quiet it's been like that for a couple of days now. It's very quiet. I know it's active down here by San Diego and stuff. But, for the most part, I really do think, look at Los Angeles. Very quiet. There's a few dumps. But, not a big deal. I'm glad you guys are kind of getting a break over there in California. Lord knows you need it. But you guys had a lot of dumbs. It was really active. That was one of the largest coming and goings of the deep state was right there in your ports. So I'm not surprised that that's the case. And I'm glad to see that they're finally getting it cleared up and cleaned up so you in California can have some peace finally. You guys deserve it. All that beautiful land. You guys all know how our hearts feel here in America when we think California or Florida. We think of the beautiful seas and the big rock cliffs and the beauty of it all. People spend thousands, hundreds of dollars a year to go on vacation there. The beauty there and just the darkness, the cloud over the top of it for so many, many years. I'm just going to be really thrilled to see that the earth is given back to us. And we can walk around knowing that these nefarious things are not going on around us or down below our feet. Okay, so we are headed. So let me pull out so I can show you. We're over on our DUMS map. And you see wonderful Africa. It's pretty quiet, except for just a slight few out here I see that are being blown up. And they're just little mini babies. 1 km and a little firecracker, 3.2 blast. Not a biggie there. Okay, let's come on up to what we're looking at. I'm sure you guys see it already, don't you? Of course, you can't even see Greece. It's just gone altogether. There's Greece. Look at that, you guys. It looks like the kids came in with a bunch of their play rings and just threw them all over the place, huh? You guys hang in there in Greece. We're getting there. We got a little ways to go, so just get used to it underneath your feet. Look at it this way. Every time you feel a pop or a bang, the world is a much safer place like that. All right, so we have Greece, and we're going to come to, here's Greece because you can't see it. Let me just change my color out real quick so you guys can see this better. All right, so here is Greece, okay? And we're going to come down right here to the south and to the east. And this is just off of the Fanaka Islands, which is here. Okay. And we're going to come on over to the east to our slammer jammer. Take a look at that puppy, you guys. My goodness. Just off of this island to the north. Well, let's hope it's a little bit deep. Let's find out. So it was 12 hours ago. Yep, it was 74 km. That's good. That's good. Okay, because a 6.0 blast right there may have been looking like Myanmar a few weeks ago. Okay, if it would have taken on a blast like that, but it was at 74 km. And that is, they're going to go ahead and peg that to fry grease. Okay. She was quite the slammer jammer. Let's go ahead and go in and see what we can see around it. See if it's on any ridges or there we go. Okay. Then we'll see about the reports of shaking. Okay, so you can see. So it's on the side of a ridge. Change colors here. So it's on the side of a ridge. So this would be, you can see how dark it is right here. So I'm not surprised at all. There you go. With that, let's see about the reports of shaking. Not a whole lot, huh, guys? We have a few off of this island, Olympos, Apri, and Carpathos. All right, guys. Let's just click on a couple of these shakings and see what they had to say. Light shaking. The bed was moving sideways. They're claiming, wow, wow. All right, so they felt it. Well, let's see. I can't read that language, but I'm sure it has something to do with shaking. Okay, let's see if somebody with some English. There's some shaking, light shaking. So it wasn't too bad, and I'm not surprised. It was 74 km down. So of course they're not going to feel it much. Let's move up to this northwest island here. It's calling Rhodes is the best that I can pronounce out of all these. Let's go to the farthest north shaking report that came with that dumb Ellie Beach. They felt it as far as Ellie Beach. We were in bed. Seems like the wall at the head waved and provoked a vertigo to us. Yeah, it'll make you feel like that. Our position in bed is feet in direction that point towards the island. Some people were afraid and went out of their rooms. Yeah, that's the first instinct for people to do. What you should do, guys, is you just get in a threshold. You know, the thickest threshold, a door threshold, something like that is definitely what you would do. So pulling out a little bit so you guys can see some of this. Whoops. Shaking here. I want to show you that it went as far as Cairo. Look at that. So I'm going to guess, looking at the shaking, that it was struck like that direction. Picture a spring. And that's what I would say because of where the frequency came out. Okay, you don't see a whole lot in the north area. So it's basically all down in here, which indicates an angle, a slight angle coming in from the north to the south, just a little bit to the east. Okay, so here's Cairo, guys. And all that shaking you see is all coming from that one dome. But look at this conglomeration right here. I find this very interesting because it is not coming from this dome right here. Watch when I click on the dumb, it'll disappear. It goes to the other dumb. So I really do believe that they're not telling us the truth about this area. Or it's kind of like when you hit a chisel with a hammer, it's going to vibrate. In some areas, it's going to be more violent. So when they struck it, it might have been a frequency zone where it came out, where there was a blast of the frequency when it traveled. So it could be either one of those. But looking at it, from what I know, that certainly looks like something more happened there. So there you go. See, it disappeared. Now, these two shakings that you see here are coming off of this dome just to the north of Cairo. And that was 11 hours ago. And look at that. Yay, go Cairo, 10 km. They're not telling us what it is. So that means it was probably a pretty good slammer jammer. But I don't see any reports of shaking, only coming from that dome up there in the north out in the ocean. Very, very interesting. All right, guys, I have one more for you. Up and away we go, and across Russia and across China. And we are going to the south. And you can probably Just about see it. There we go. There it comes into view. Australia, you were pretty close to it. There's Australia here, and here's, look at the size of that dome, you guys, they blew up. My goodness. I mean, I can't even imagine how many cities was in this. You can see this area is pretty active. So, all right, guys, so here's Fiji. Everybody's heard of Fiji. We all want to go there, right? Little tiny island of beauty and gloriousness. And this is too, I see an active volcano too. We've got a couple right here, a couple active volcanoes. To the west of Naifu Island. Let's just go in close so we can see, get a visual for this little tiny island. You could see little tiny towns. Udi. Okay. Little tiny island out there. All right, let's see what our boys took care of. Wow. Okay, guys, 243 km deep. Wow, okay. So I don't think anybody would have felt it even if it would have been, well, maybe if it would have been an 8. It was a 6.4, guys. Wham! Now that's what I call a slammer jammer. Let's just take a peek at this earthquake to the east. Looks like there is an island called Leyte out here. Island of Leyte. I get real nosy, guys. Oh, maybe there's some houses there. Nope. It doesn't look like there's any activity on that island. Okay, back over to her. So here is the volcano that's active. Let's click on it. Submarine volcano, and it is erupting. And there's another one to the south that's erupting. Here we go. And yep, an eruption warning. So they're giving warning that it's going to. And let's just go in and see. Look at that. So pretty. So clean. No humans have been there. No cabal's been on the island. You can tell when the cabal hasn't been around. That's for sure. Everything's clean and nice and glorious and feels good and high frequency. Boy, when those stinkers get involved, everything drops. And I have a surprise for you out there, our Aussie friends, neighbors, sisters, and brothers. Take a look at this. I have something a little special for you. So this one is going to be in New South Wales. Okay? And we're going to click on it there. It was 3 days ago. And take a look at that, guys. 10 km. Woohoo! 2.9. So it wasn't much of a burst. It's about a 3.0. So, it's pretty fair size. Basically, the military coming through, doing a little bit of cleanup behind, kind of like what you would see on the Carol Burnett show when she would have that cartoon of that lady running around, sweeping up, mopping up, kind of like that, just coming behind to make sure everything shines. You guys are doing really well out there in Australia. It's been pretty quiet for a long time, little piddly stuff here and there, but for the most part, you guys are pretty quiet and you have true earthly frequency coming through on your feet. So everybody get out there just 1 second out of the day. 1 second. Take those socks and shoes off. Put those feet on the ground, because when you make that contact, okay, it's like lightning bolts into your body. It rejuvenates you. It cleans you out. You almost instantly feel better, like that. So do some grounding today. And on our way out the door, just a couple of videos. This is La Soufrière volcano in the Caribbean, and it is erupting, and she was a pretty big boom. As you can see there, you can see power lines going by. They are showing that video. The lens as high in the sky as they can possibly get it. Look at that explosion. Unbelievable. Incredible. There's the beginning right there. Boom! War to peace. Yes, our volcanoes are controlled too, folks. All weather, all everything is right now. Nothing is natural, but we're getting back to it. Our military is working hard. The patriots are working hard. All those that stand in good. I don't care if you believe in God, you don't believe in God. I don't care if you believe the ground is glorious and you worship that. I don't care what you come in. I know one thing. If you come in good, we are a force to be reckoned with, and we are proving ourselves right now. We are just railing right over the top of the deep state, and boy, does it feel good. We have a lot of good things on the upswing over the next 6 months in the United States, the restored republic, and the rest of the world. Nothing but good ahead, guys. Get very excited because everything points to a golden age. Also, I wanted to take a minute and show you guys this. You probably are wondering. I had somebody ask me. Miss Sherry came to me and asked me, "Hey, Wendy, what's up with this orange screen? Where does it sit? You know, is it where the chemtrails are? You know, that kind of stuff." And so I just went ahead and highlighted for her to show her. So you have your troposphere, which is your first one. You have your stratosphere, which is your second layer. Your mesosphere, which is the third, the thermosphere, and then the exosphere, guys, okay? And our chemtrails sit right in the troposphere, okay? And then our orange screen is layered out in the thermosphere. And in the thermosphere, there is a layer called the ionosphere. And that is where our orange screen sits, guys. There you go. Little idea of what's going on here, where these come from. Another thing about the orange screens is the more layers there is and the thicker it is, the more orange it looks. And so that's why it's called an orange screen. And leading up to that, I just wanted to play into this video for a few minutes here to give you guys an idea, if you've never seen before, what machines create these tunnels that we are blowing up. Let's go ahead and hit play.
Tunnels made in rocks and underwater. What incredible machines are used, and what size are they? I will tell you about a technique of incredible power, capable of destroying everything in its path, leaving smooth walls behind. And at the end, I will show the secret American tunnels that are hidden all over Europe. Why? Better watch until the end. Tunnel boring machines, or TBMs for short, are incredibly high-tech equipment, definitely used for drilling underground tunnels, and efficiently utilized in the construction of subways, railways, and other underground utilities.
Yeah, utilities.
These monsters are capable of tunneling through various types of soil and rock, ensuring fast and safe construction underground. How do they do it? The operation of TBMs is based on the principle of a rotating cutting shield that breaks up the rock in its path. Behind the shield is the main part of the machine, which ensures the stabilization of the excavated tunnel and the installation of support structures. The material extracted from underground is transported to the surface using special conveyor systems. Tunnel boring machines significantly enhance the safety of construction work, as much of the process is automated and takes place far underground, minimizing the risk to human life. Moreover, TBMs allow for significantly faster tunnel construction due to their high productivity and precision in following a predetermined route. This is especially important in densely built urban areas or complex geological conditions. However, the use of such machines is associated with high costs for both the equipment itself and its maintenance and repair. In addition, TBMs require significant investments in research and development to adapt to the specific geological conditions of the project. If there is even a slight miscalculation, the billion-dollar machine along with the people could end up buried underground. Big Bertha, how enormous are these machines? Let me tell you, Big Bertha.
And if you want to continue that video, I'll definitely link it down in below where the description is if you guys want to continue that video. But basically, they're talking about, let's see if I can get back to that one area. I'm trying. Let me see if I can get it. Yeah, I just can't quite get it.
These monsters are capable of tunneling.
They are quite the machines, though. And guys, please try and remember this technology that they're describing is not new. They're acting like this is something they just created, 30 years ago. These machines have been around for a lot longer, kind of like Tesla energy has always been there. Just because we're finally going to rediscover it again, doesn't mean it hasn't always been there, like that. Um, uh, it's been around a long time. And I think they go through the machines one by one. There's Bertha, there's Alice. I forget the name of, there's 5 of them total that we know of around the world. And I do believe these machines are much larger than they're showing. They also, I have to say, in here listening to it, they're claiming that they only go like a quarter of a mile a day. And yeah, maybe these machines do. Okay. But most of the machines used in the past, as I understand it, if you go over to Dumbs Underground, guys, go over to Dumbs Underground. That's where you're going to be able to find all of your stuff on Telegram. If you have any questions at all, everything is over there daily. They list it constantly. If you go over there and listen to the videos, as I understand it, they were at one point able to do up to 7 miles a day. This is claiming just under a quarter of a mile a day. And maybe their machines, obviously they're outdated because I know them to go absolutely much faster than that. So I'll say that again in case you didn't hear that. So it would be Dumbs and Underground over on Telegram. He is also over on Rumble, okay? And that would be the place if that's where I learned. They taught me everything I know. I learned over on Dumbs and Underground. Great station. So there's my report for today, guys. Had some cool stuff come up. I had to come and share with you guys. And most of all, the most important thing that I can't stress enough is that you take good care of yourselves. They taught us not to care about ourselves. The deep state, we were trained from early babies that we were last in line when we should have been first, because when you put yourself first, then you're whole and you can be there for everybody, yourself and everybody around you. So you guys make sure you're taking care of yourselves, getting your rest and making you first. Okay, most of all, don't stay in low frequency situations if you don't have to. Okay, all right. We need your high frequency right now with the war we're fighting. We're just to the top right now, like a roller coaster, and we're getting ready to go down. And we need everybody to fight for every last high frequency you can get inside of yourself as we go ahead and stroll off into the golden age. With that, you guys, I'm Wendy from News Force. You guys have yourselves a very good day.